sit around the virtual table all together today. This is the final meeting of the ETNA project. So it's formally the management committee and the consortium assembly. Let's say that is an enlarged management committee. What I want to do today is just to look at the latest homework we have to do in the project. So to be able to achieve a successful completion. So the agenda will be some words about the project progress, some words about the ETNA final release, I mean the portal, then about the final report, and about the next steps. And then there will be also room for other items if any partners has something to add to this agenda. So let's speak therefore about the project progress. If we look at the table, at the timetable of our project, we see that more or less we are on track according to the original plan. You see some arrows in this diagram. That means that some events have been moved before or moved later. Especially, I would like to point out that the final milestones, the milestone 4, was originally scheduled much before, but is going to be released at the end of the year. But anyway, we'll be able to complete all the project activities according to our plan. If we look at the number of milestones we have achieved and the milestone we have not yet achieved, we see that we have achieved from milestone 1 to 6, and the upcoming milestone is the taxonomy management tool that was planned much before, but we have rescheduled at the end of the year, and the final version of the portal. So the taxonomy management tool indeed will be one of the functionalities of the portal. So it makes sense to release them together. Well, I like also to recall that we have also made all our workshops according to our plan, and all workshops have been very exciting in terms of contents, in terms of effectiveness. We have learned from each other a lot, and we have designed together the portal that we are going to release. The last 2 workshops we have done together with the parallel network ETIS for All. We know that ETIS for All is keeping its final workshop exactly on these days, and so they will take the latest decisions. We are eager to know about what will be decided in that consortium, because it will have some impacts also on our activities. Well, let's see now the work we still have to do. In this slide, you see that all the deliverables that had been scheduled for this year. So we have completed a lot of them. We still miss under Work Package 1 2 deliverables, but they will be quite easy in terms of paperwork, because we have deliverable 111 is the description of the final release of the thematic workshop, and so the main work is the computer work, the software work to release the thematic, the portal, and the paperwork will be just to describe in paper what has been done. More demanding will be the final report, deliverable 1.12. It being the final report, we were asked to have exactly 2 reports, because one is the internal technical report, and we are asked to release also a kind of publishable report our interpretation is a cumulative report of all the projects, and in the form of a booklet, also with some graphics inside, that contains the achievement and also the history of the project. Something good for public dissemination and good for the Commission to say that the project was effective and the money was worthwhile to spend. So, so the final report, I mean, will be quite a big piece of paperwork. And my colleague Sabrina have asked a number of contributes for that. I will recall in the slide. Then under Work Package 5, we have another technical deliverable, that is the description of the taxonomy management tool that is going to be released in the next days. Well, I go on a second slide because this year we had a lot of deliverables. We have still technical deliverables. Deliverable 7.4 is the partners web services. This is very technical document, but it will be just an update of the previous one. And then also deliverable 8.2, that is the archive of the ETNA webinars. So overall, we have some technical deliverables and one, let's say, contest deliverable that is the final report. Well, I move on. So everything is on the ETNA port and the institutional portal of the ETNA project. And okay, and that is it is all about the project progress. Now, let's move to the final release of the ETNA portal. So this is a screenshot on how the ETNA portal appears today. So you see, I will show in the next slide what are the main characteristics of this portal. What is new in comparison to the public ISTIN? So when we will have the final review, I will tell the Commission that the ETNA information system is based on the ISTIN. However, first, it has increased system performance and effectiveness because we really rearranged completely the inside. We had a new architecture, a new search engine, new search functionalities. We have also new administration tools like such as the taxonomy management, the possibility to edit online the wording in the different languages of what appears on the web pages. And then we also, this is very important to say that this new upgraded portal has been field validated. We had a very time-consuming, we dedicated a lot of effort in validation and also in localization in all the European languages and cultures. So this is about, let's say, the technical characteristics of the new portal. Then the second point is that we have an extended domain model because we have revised the taxonomy, the way in which all products, organizations, and associated information are now stored, with a special focus on ICT products. The third point is that the ETNA, in comparison to the ISTIN, aggregates further repositories and databases. We have more databases communicating through web service communication, what we call in our jargon providers type A. However, the system has been designed to be retro-compatible with older ISTIN taxonomy. This is just to meet the problems of the historical ISTIN partners that have difficulties in moving soon to the new taxonomy. So it still is able to cope with data sent through the old web services. And as soon any partners will adapt to the new taxonomy, the system will be able to fully exploit their contents according to the new one. Then the system offers also a central database with a data upload tool that is very good for information providers who cannot communicate through the web services. In our jargon, we call them providers type B. And this is a very welcomed functionality for those Eastern national contacts that don't have resources to make a national databases. Maybe they have not so many products in that country, and now they have a tool in which they can build up a virtual national database already communicating with the Eastern. And then the last point is that this portal works in synergy with the ATIS for All collaborative portal. This is at the level of links to each other, but especially at the level of the functionality about the user rating and comments. And ETNA also feeds information into the ATIS for All collaborative portal. So if the ATIS collaborative portal is going to be successful, they have also a lot of contribution from ETNA, and of course this means also increased traffic to the ETNA system. I also wish to mention that in our in the last months, thanks to your collaboration, we were able to collect a sample of user rating, of real user rating, not just for tests, so mainly from professionals and from user. As far as I know, we have 84 user ratings collected, so we have a sample that is sufficient for us to judge the value of this function and how and if we can exploit it in the future. Okay, I move on. Now, let's see about the contents. The contents of the information system. So we have providers type A. So these are basically the national databases already feeding the Eastern system, of which one, which is the Italian one, SIVA, is already compliant, fully compliant with the new ETNA taxonomy. We have been discussing with other, I know that the Danish system and the English system are working to adapt to the new taxonomy. We had information from the other, from the Belgian, from the French, from the from the other, that maybe they will not be able to do it soon. They can schedule later. However, I think this doesn't affect the performance because the system is retrocompatible to them. So I really hope that maybe we are able to have the Danish and the English at least compliant to the new taxonomy before the end of the project. Okay, but maybe after in the discussion you may like to tell something about that. Then we hope also to have the Spanish database reconnecting. In the past months, we had some technical inputs from them that they may be ready. Let's hope that we can really make it working. We were discussing also with the American database, Able Data. We had some work in progress. They were very happy to connect to the, at least as a test. However, the problem is that, as some of you may know, the Able Data program was stopped. I mean, the Able Data grant was given to another organization. I tried to contact them I know who they are, I don't remember now, but I sent mails to them to ask if they would like to go on with this work or not, but I got no feedback so far, so this is something pending. Okay. However, we tried anyway. Okay, and I have to say also that after the last webinar in which we had the presentation from Brazil and from Australia, there is a lot of interest from them also to be in closer contact. Okay, but let's see, this discussion for the future. Well, Within the ETNA, we have also some other databases, which we call the thematic databases. Thematic means not a national database, it's basically an international database on a specific topic. So we were successful in plugging in the OEG, the Greek database that includes 184 assistive technology products, mainly belonging to the class 22 of ISO, which means communication, software communication devices. And from the Italian database of ST2, that includes 435 assistive technology products in category ISO 05, which is mainly software for training in abilities. So they are working now. Some refinements are needed, but they are working properly now. We hope to be able, before the end of the project, to connect also the OutSoft database. We had some communication in the past, but for some organizational reasons we were stopped. So we are discussing on these days and hope that we can find a solution, because OutSoft is it's very important, because we had mentioned it at the beginning in the description of work. So I think the Commission will ask about that if we are not able to connect it. But I am confident we will be able to do. Concerning the providers type B, so I mean, a basic question is that we cannot allow all the world to input information on the listing, because I mean, we need a quality control of the data to have at least somebody responsible for, in the future, for maintaining this information, for deleting information that is not more that is obsolete. So in our discussion, we came to the conclusion that the best way is that to allow as a provider type B now those organizations which are the Eastern National Contacts Organization, because they have a commitment in their countries to ensure proper information to the citizens. And in this slide you see the list of national contacts that have now the password, that are enabled to feed information. You see that now is almost empty. However, we thought it was very important to have also, besides the national contacts, also another user that is, we call it the Eastern Administrator. So the Eastern Administrator should have the possibility to upload information if it comes from other sources, and so it can make a decision, look at the quality of the information, and if it is proper information to put there. So, and indeed in the Eastern Administration database, in these months we have uploaded 57 products, 30 organizations, and 12 documents of associated info. So we have some information there that were good to test the system, but it is also good and valuable contents. So I move on. I have only, don't be worried, I have only 3 slides left. So now, what is the homework? What shall we do now? So we have a deadline. Let's say now the deadline December 15, to make things simpler. So on the deadline of Monday. So we expect from all partners the contribution to the final report. I think Sabrina sent you a very precise message. We want to know about your dissemination events, and a brief note on what is the internal and external impact of the project. So is the answer to the question, was it important to participate in the ETNA project? What was the impact on your organization? And through your organization, what was the impact in your country. Some of you have already done that, sent very good homework. Some of you have not yet done, so I really urge you to do it before December 15, because then we need time to wrap up, to assemble everything to finish the project. The other major contribution we asked you is about the language localization. Time ago, I sent you a very detailed note, and then I chose those in the consortium who could work at the language localization. Language localization means three things: the so-called online editable label, what you can do directly online on the website, the non-editable label, I sent you an Excel file, and the taxonomy, another Excel file. Some of you already have provided all this work, some of you have not yet done. I will show a slide afterwards on that. So this is the deadline for you partners is December 15. I know that is quite tight deadline, but I will really appreciate if you do that work. And while I'm speaking, I'm very happy to see Matt's message that says that you are working with Outsoft, and you hope to link up by next Wednesday. Thanks a lot. I mean, plugging in a database is not so easy. I mean, there is a technical work, but then you also have to check live on ETNA what appears from the user viewpoint. So also to check what information comes from your database is relevant, is well formatted, is understandable, and so on. So if everybody is clever to send us the contribution before Monday, before December 15, then we coordinator, we have a deadline on December 31. The obligation, we have to release the final ETNA portal, the final report, and all other deliverables and institutional website. I mean, indeed, the official deadline for the deliverable would be February 28, because you know, for the commission allows 60 days after the official day. But we have an organizational constraint, because we have a contract with two very important people in our project expiring on December 31. One is Andrea, who is doing the software work, so he has to release everything before December 31. And the second one is Sabrina, that she's also finishing at the same day. So we are very unhappy that this is going to happen, but this is life, and so we have to finish before. Then, of course, we have time. So the 60 days, we can consider the time for having the feedback from you, and maybe we can do some refinements before sending to the European Commission. Well, so about the language localization, that is for you partners the most important work. So this is the table updated until yesterday. So you see that for some languages we have already everything. So for Italian, of course, for Italian, but also for Portuguese, we had completed the website, the taxonomy, and the non-editable labels. You may ask, why from Portugal? Yes, because we had a student from Portugal making an internship from us, so we made her working on this job, and she did a very good job for that. But you see that we have, for example, from the Greek language, from the Czech language, we have also the taxonomy. And what's interesting that both the Czech and the Greek from Cyprus in this case are not partners of the ETNA. So I have to say that not ETNA partners were very clever, more clever than the ETNA partner. But I'm really confident that you are able to finish also the taxonomy and the website before before December 15. Today I got files from Sweden and from Hungary, so I'm confident we are going to finish this work. Okay, I know that it's not. It's quite a lot of work, especially the taxonomy, I think, because some. The taxonomy sometimes contains terminology that needs specialists. One case was for hearing aids, the T ratings and the M ratings. That was something that was even unknown to ourselves, to myself. So, but then we had to ask to audiologists, and we got the right answers. However, you know, if you have a strong doubt, don't be stuck on that. Put the translation you think is most proper. It will be possible in the future then to refine it. It's not, a closed work. What's important is to finish the project with all the language localized as much as we can. Well, so now what is going to happen after the end of the ETNA project? So we have to look at what we have written in the exploitation plan. So our plan is the ETNA as such will disappear. It will go into the ETNA. It will become the upgraded ETNA information system, and we will have an official meeting of the ETNA Association is already scheduled in Germany, in Köln, in Cologne, at the end of January. So this is very good timing. So basically, it is restricted to the ETNA partners. But if anybody of the ETNA Consortium wishes to participate, is welcome. But officially, is restricted to the ETNA partners. When we finish the ETNA project, we have in the ETNA budget some investment scheduled for software and for the ETNA system. So we will use this budget to make another contract, not under ETNA, to Andrea for the porting of the ETNA to the ETNA. So there are some aspects of the ETNA that we can start the work soon because they have really no external impact on the ETNA. The ETNA system is more robust, more performant, and is up to date with technology. So by migrating the architecture and all the technical layers is just a gain for ETNA. There will some issues that have an external impact, so they will need a discussion. One is about the data quality rules. So as far as information comes from providers type A that are partners of the ETNA Association, everything is clear because there is already a quality control procedure known, so we know exactly what comes to the ETNA. So if we are going to enlarge to have thematic databases, but especially providers type B, we have to establish some quality rules that may be controlled even from the ETNA website. For example, just to tell one thing we have to discuss, not decided, but was some wise suggestion from partners. For example, was why don't put a filter for which, for example, product information older than 5 years is not accepted, even at the level of web service. Things like that. Need to be discussed there to ensure that all the information going to the ETNA has a kind of quality control. Then we need to discuss about the user rating tool. This is quite a very disruptive development. So it's very good to have the possibility for user putting the ratings, but we have to understand the implication. Maybe the implications are not at the level of yes or no to allow user to rate, but how to present the result in such a way they make sense. they can be interpreted in a positive way. I mean, to activate um, to activate good developments. Okay. Then rules about the taxonomy maintenance, and also I think we have to discuss about possible future projects for going on with the developments for supporting the ETNA network and so on. And as well as we will need to discuss the station to all the EU countries. You know, maybe some of you know that today the European Commission has published the work plan for the Horizon. So, as I told you in a previous message, I have some proposals for possible projects that we may work together to get funding from the Commission to go on. But I think in Cologne in January will be the good place to discuss for that. So this is about this meeting. So depending on the decision that will be taken in that meeting, we will have the roadmap for completing the porting from ETNA to the ETNA, and we think that maybe at the end of April, we made a technical estimate, we will be able to have ETNA disappearing as such and everything going under the name of ETNA. And this is also good because I mean the ETNA review by the Commission is scheduled in Luxembourg in March 13. So I mean in March 13 we will have already we will know the decision taken in the ETNA meeting. So as the Commission is very sensitive to exploitation, is very so we will have firm answers about the exploitation. Okay, and just to finish, you know, I think I already showed this slide in Portugal, the last workshop. But ETNA adopted the strategy paper. So since the next year, the structure of the association will be the following: we will have full partners that are the national data providers, associate partners that are basically the national contacts, and external partners that may be other thematic data providers. So, this is, I mean, a clear perspective we have for the future. So, I think personally, I'm quite happy about this project. I think we have done a lot of very good work. I mean, all the partners. Collaboration was in the average very good. We learned a lot from each other, and thanks to this work, the ETNA system in the future will be able to cope with the today's challenges about assistive technology information. Especially, I think we will be able to establish a real European-wide network of experts that will have a lot of side effects. I mean, I had a clear, myself and Mark Thomas Lune, we had a very clear perception when we went in November in the Baltic countries. We were in the national seminars in Vilnius, for example, about assistive technology, and we saw that ETNA acts a catalyzer also for these countries. And after that workshop, with very high level participation of ministry officers, of association of users, of companies, so they are thinking about how to improve the national system for service delivery. They are thinking about establishing a national database, and if they think in that way, they will say, of course, if we design a national database, it must be according to the ETNA standard. So I think we have done a good work. So that's why it would be nice if we can find other projects to continue to support this network. So thanks for your attention on behalf of every partner in the project. Fine. So before opening this discussion, I ask my colleague Sabrina if she has some practical request to any of you, because she told me to say something, but I forgot now, so I asked her to say that.